Good evening, televiewers. You're welcome to another edition of Prime Hour on My Media Prime. We are glad to have you guys again, especially those who have come to animate the program this evening to talk about how to make money. We are going to be looking at the importance of building communities around our respective businesses so that we can secure their future. But before that, we also are going to be looking at the importance of financial education in Cameroon. Africa and the world at large, almost everybody wants to be rich, but do we take the pains to study how to make money? Do you know how to make money? Do you know what money is all about? Or you are just living, hoping that because the man of God prophesied that you're going to be rich, money will appear from heaven and get into your pockets? This evening, we're going to be looking at the importance of financial education. Do you just study finances to go and work in a bank, or you're studying it so as to make wealth for yourself and your family? Even as you teach finances in our respective universities, are you rich yourself? Because many persons are challenging that, okay, look at this professor in finance, look at this professor in banking and management and all the like, but they are not living a life that is different from those who do not have a mastery of what finances are all about. We're going to be discussing this evening, once again with a group of young, ambitious Cameroonians who said the last week shared with us how they made it in Africa. We believe that in Africa, they can make it, and they last week presented us with this book. The book is still here, but I thought that they should come and continue the discussions they started last week, because many persons wrote to me that they wanted more from them. So this evening, we are going to be looking at the importance of financial education with Mr. John Eta. They call him the Galaxy Man. And yes, he is the big boss out here this evening. Mr. John, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Kum Leonard. I'm glad to be here.
Okay, you're glad to tell the world how you made it in Africa.
Exactly.
How you made it in Cameroon in this book. Please, you need to read the book. We also in the company of Mr. Paul Azinui, who is a member of the Winners family in Cameroon.
Yes.
Not Winners Chapel, eh?
Yes.
VIP Winners. We're glad to have you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Leo. Good evening, televiewers. It's a pleasure for me to be here again today and share my views with you. Stay tuned and let's have this discourse.
Okay, behind these two great gentlemen, we have a very powerful lady. She was here with them last week, Mireille Kotti. She's in the house with us. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, televiewers, and good evening, Mr. Leo. Thank you for this opportunity to be here again.
You are quite young, small, but you are the manager of the credit union.
Yes, sir.
Are you telling us that our monies are secure?
Very secured.
Okay, please don't consider her size, eh? Yes, and her age. Consider what she can deliver. I'll start with you, Mr. Eta.
Yes.
Importance of financial education. Almost everybody wants to be rich. And
yes.
we ponder why we are not rich, and nobody actually takes a pain to ask themselves, do I need to study how money works?
Yeah, nobody really takes the pain initially, but after trying so many times, people now start asking themselves. Like I always say, it's a shame that we're in 2022 and people have to maneuver, go through tumbu bus calabar, like we say, and to finally discover that they know nothing about how money works, wealth creation, and the like. So there are three things. There is financial literacy, there's financial empowerment, and there's the highest level is financial intelligence. So the goal for this roundtable here today is for us to break down those three phases: financial literacy, financial empowerment, and financial intelligence to Cameroonians. Because we are in Cameroon and we've not understood that the world is being ruled by, school of thoughts. And for almost since independence, all the scripts we've been having comes from people out of Africa, when you talk about Karl Marx theory and so on. So this time around, young Cameroonians, young Africans are now thinking out of the box and even becoming the box and are bringing their own theories into play. And we're asking our generation not to doubt what we are saying, because we also need to have our own sense of philosophy when it comes to world creation. We need to follow what they call the indigenous socio-economic principles that our forefathers have been using and what made them prosperous. So in the likes of the VIP winners, the How We Made It in Africa project, who went memory lane and digged the socio-economic principles that our forefathers used. And we saw that, hey, this is what made Egypt one of the most civilized empires in the past. They came together and they had a spirit of communality, socialism, integration, that had to work together before they could create wealth. What is being created by people's behaviors? What do you consume? Who produces what you consume? It's that simple. When you have all of that, who controls the word? Who controls the narrative? Who controls the education? Who is in your mindset? Who do you feed? Who feeds your mindset? Who feeds you? Today we are strangers in our own economy, and we've come up with theories that we think can help us create wealth. And that is the jangi philosophy that we want to share with a lot of Africans. And we're starting with the project How We Made It in Africa, putting 1,000 VIP winners, outstanding young Cameroonians, entrepreneurs, civil servants, professionals, business people to come together and see how they can use the compound effect, which is called the jangi philosophy, where we consume our own products that we produce, and as a byproduct, what is being created. It's that simple.
Okay,
Yeah.
it is that simple. Importance of financial education. Many persons want to study finances, to be bankers. Yeah? When you hear that, they study banking and finance, they study this. The objective is to go and work with somebody. Is that what we are talking about here today?
No, not exactly, Mr. Leo. When we're talking about financial education, we're talking about you being able to understand how to manage your own finances, being able to run your own businesses. Studying to go and manage somebody else's finances doesn't make you financial savvy per se. We have bankers who are broke. Yes, we have people who are running massive projects for other people, but when they take their money at the end of the month, after 5 days, you ask them, they'll be looking at you as if they passed a guard road here and they were attacked by thieves. They can't explain to you exactly what happened to their money, and the next month, the money will come and it will occur the same. And at one point in time, instead of us accusing ourselves or blaming ourselves or seeking within ourselves to understand why money passes through our hands and we cannot really trace how this money left our hands, we go accusing other people. I always say that when you blame others for something that's happening to you, you lose the power to make that decision or to take that action that can permit you to remedy that particular act of yours. So the financial education we're talking about here is your ability to be able to control how money enters your pocket and actually leave. Because most times, if you ask, for example, MTN to provide you, the historic per se of your mobile money transactions, you'll be amazed how much money has passed through you within 1 month, within 2 months, within a year. But if they had to ask you where these hundreds of thousands or hundreds of millions have gone, you'll not be able to trace them. It's very challenging. Very challenging. Why? Because in our family settings, most of us coming from the broke backgrounds, we don't understand how money works. We do not grow up being used to money. We grow up, where one fish is cooked and the whole house eats it, and money was something that was far-fetched from us. The theory of money is the root of all evil was what was around us, and as we grow, even as we go to school, while we work and earn money, our ability to manage the money and multiply it becomes very limited. But as adults, when we grow up and things are happening to us, the right thing to do is to ask yourself, what should I do? What should I do in order to make sure that this money is coming to my pocket? It can be able to stay around for quite a while. It's in line with these particular questions that we ask and ask again, because we became victims. We're making money, and the money we can't even tell where it's going. And in the course of asking these questions, the project How We Made It in Africa came up, and we understood that for this money to stick around, we need to know who we are spending it with, who are we buying from, and what is this person doing with this money, and then how can we get this money back, which forms a circle that this project represents, which is I buy from Mafo Designs, for example. Mafo Designs saves back and Njikang, and if at all, if I need money, it's possible to borrow from Njikang, and that's how we are trying to beat ourselves as far as financial education is concerned. And with Njikang, we have obliged ourselves to save at least every day. Koti Mire, who is managing the credit union, and the cashier, they are quite aware that every day they call us, they send us SMSs to make sure that we save. And through that, because it's by will, inside us we don't even have that ability that we can control ourselves and save. So we have submitted ourselves to them so that they remind us every day that, hey guys, you have to save because we have this objective. And why they remind us, we do it with time. Now we have developed the habit of saving, and now we have been able to manage our finances, and that's how we are growing our financial literacy.
Mireille Koti, you are the manager of the Njikang. That's how they call it.
Yes, Njikang.
Why do you call it Njikang?
Well, it's because we started from our roots, which is jangi. Our parents for a very long time have been using jangi as their arm, their economic arm to foster whatever they're doing. In French, they call it tontine. It has helped a lot of businesses flourish, especially in Douala. When you see the skyscrapers, most of them cost billions. Bet you me, nobody has ever saved 1 billion in the bank from the salary you're going to be saving 200,000 francs every month. Nobody has ever been able to save that. So how come they're able to build all these skyscrapers all over the place? It's thanks to jangi. So we said, okay, why should we go and be using other names? Why don't we go back to our roots? Because it's in your roots that you get the power to really understand your greatness. So we went back to our roots and took the name jangi, and it's the foundation of what we are building.
The skyscrapers are coming from jangis?
Exactly. In Douala, we have an ethnic group that I don't want to call the name anymore so that I don't feel stigmatized. They have been using this for a long time. First of all, this is a group of people who were, relegated to the background. But they said, okay, let's use all what is not happening for us and put ourselves together, and we create mastermind groups that are going to be very loyal to each other. And they started creating the jangis. As a matter of fact, every village has a microfinance institution where every member, irrespective of where you go, whether you are in America, Belgium, France, Douala, Gabon, all of them save their money in that one bank account. So we call that the collective bank account. When you do that, there's a pool of capital that comes into it, and it's being used. What they apply there is a compound effect. It compounds. Imagine 1,000 people saving 5,000 francs every day. Let me say 10,000 francs every day, 1,000 people. What does that give us? 10 million francs in one day. Let's say we want to put a building worth 2 billion. It takes no time. We buy the land, we start. You can imagine what 10 million francs can do in a structure, in a project, in one day. Like, they'll even finish all the cement that Dangote production can produce in one day. And that's how they've been flourishing. Everywhere you see skyscrapers is because those people work together and are using the power of jangi. In French, they call it tontine. And people say, oh, this point to Famla. Famla, the last time I checked, is a neighborhood in Bafoussam where you have very good buildings. It's not a secret society. My dear friends, there are no secret societies that will make you make money. Let me tell you the truth. It's a science. And when people want you to run away from making money, they make you feel and look at them as mysterious so that you don't start go thinking. You have to use science. If there was any magic that will produce money, then the magician will not come and be performing so that people should pay him. Wow. All right? So it's a science. Jangi and the tontine is a science that works. And we should not go and be learning sophisticated knowledge in school or have banking and degree in banking and finance or PhD. Go back to our roots. We are going to find out how our parents did it and how they built the greatest empire in the world. But the Western civilization came to divide us. All right. The most struggling thing we're having in Africa today is because we have more than 2,000 languages. In Cameroon, more than 250. That's a disadvantage to us. But thank God there's a group of young people who have emerged, and those things do not matter to them. What matters is the ideology. If you buy the ideology, then you join that mastermind, and together they're building something powerful. If you want to know more about this, come to the VIP weekend. 26, 27, and 28 of this month. That's next weekend in Boya. And we're going to dive deep and give you every principle that has helped us build an amazing economy in just so short a period of time. And if we give ourselves 5, 10 years, we're going to go places. But you don't want to wait for us to go far, then you start saying, oh, if I had known, this is the time. Those who created EcoBank started it when they were in their 20s and early 30s. Today, EcoBank is the biggest bank in Africa. Africans are doing great things. But just that they don't tell us about the good things Africans are doing. They always show Africa in the sad part of Africa. Today, we thank God for majors like this, like my major prime, and Mr. Leo, who always comes and checks on the beautiful things that are happening in Africa, especially our country, that a lot of people think they see it half cup empty. But we are the group of young people who see Cameroon as half cup full. If not, why are we having all the French investments here, Chinese all over the place, the shoes, the bags, the accessories, the phone, everything that you find in the market is Chinese made. Chinese people are buying every building that's available in Accra every day. So Cameroon is a gold mine, and the foreign economies are here to kick us out of our economy, while the group of young people who are standing us alone cannot do it all.
Let me tell us a little bit about Njikang. Njikang operates like any other credit union. Njangi, what is Njangi like in the way it operates?
Actually, as Mr. John Nita earlier said, Jangi, we have Njikang, that's the abbreviation, which is Njangi Cooperative Credit Union, and it operates like any other cooperative credit union that is found under the category 1, and which this category 1 is to ensure that its members are financially stable, because they mostly give their financial services to the members. So since we have a community, though we are not limited to the community, we have to support each and every member of this community financially, while they also, as a safe with Njangi Cooperative Credit Union, we also ensure that their financial life is also stable. So Njangi Cooperative Credit Union operates like any other cooperative credit union, but we'll give some premium to the VIP winners.
Who saves or who opens an account at Njikang?
Any moral person opens an account in Njikang. That's anybody who is physically stable, has a good memory, can open an account in Njikang Cooperative Credit Union. And also we have minor accounts for kids. Yes, so if you are underage, you can have a minor account, because it's advisable that everyone should have an account. Like being in this cooperative credit union for the past 6 to 7 months now, I noticed that we don't save. We find it so difficult to save. I myself am building up that attitude to save. And for this short while, studying on personal finance, I've been able to build that attitude to save, and also help the VIP winners community to build their habits.
Since we are talking about research, innovation, Njikang, can one save with you guys from his office?
Yes, so I have people saving even in abroad. The save shoulder. We have mobile money, MTN and Orange. We also have War Remits. They do send their money, and we send their receipts to them through their mails, through WhatsApp, whatever means they prefer, we send that to them. So it is very easy for you to open an account, operate your accounts normally, even not being physically present.
Is it expensive?
No. It's not expensive, because if you were to pay transport and come to the office...
No, I mean the creation of account.
No. Registration is 10,000 francs, and you're obliged to have a minimum of 5 shares, which a share is 10,000 francs. So with a goal, you're supposed to have 60,000. That's for an individual account, while for a corporate account, registration is 15,000 francs. But now we give the possibility that since we are building a community where we want people to have the attitude of saving, you can register and you start saving, while we give you a period of 3 months to meet up with your shares.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, this credit union, Njikang, is managed by young people, or there are some old people among you guys?
Well, I don't know. Let me talk on that one. Well, as you see, all of us, we have very few old people among us. As it was earlier said, this is one of the most diversified credit unions in Cameroon. The foundations of many credit unions are based on particular tribes. Yeah, like we have the Bafu Credit Union, we have the Aziri, we know that it's from Mankombi, we have, all of that. But this one, Tarikun and Simankon and all that. So, but this one came as a result of young people who have, toiled in life and they are finding themselves financially excluded, and they are finding a way that they can be able to, put their own resources together and they help themselves. And in putting this structure together, they were not looking like, okay, how old are you or where do you come from? It was a matter of now we are here and we need where we can have a pool to contribute money together in order to financial projects. What can we do this? What kind of bank can we create? The bank that we can create with our capacity and resources now is the credit union. But initially I will tell you, when we decided to do this, we did not even know exactly what it takes to create a credit union. But we thank God for the ministries that assisted us in giving us the criteria, what we needed to do, gave us conditions, and with time we put every structure together, and then we had the constructive General Assembly that was on the 10th of October 2021, where the first board of directors were presented to the General Assembly, and the delegate who was present. And the management, at the helm of the management of this credit union, I happen to be the one to be at the helm, that's the president of the board of directors, because I've had experience working with the bank, with the credit union per se, about 4 years, 6 months that I worked with Bafu Credit Union. That gave me a bit of experience. I can't say I know so much. In our language, in our way of communication, we are always open. We are always open. We don't know everything. We are open that when people bring ideas on the table, we always like, hey, is it possible? Can it work here? That's how we work, because in this whole project, we are a knowledge-driven economy. That's why this project started with a book, a research that came out with a book that we really open our mind, and we do continuous seminars every day, just like every credit union does, mid-year meetings where they train their members, and end-of-year general assemblies where they still train their members and then present financial reports. But to us as a community, we have trainings on weekly basis. When we find that there's something that is important that our members should know, we call a meeting. We do either a physical training or we do an online training, because we grew not inside. We saw our parents doing these things, but it wasn't part of us. We were so concentrated in our schools, but we did not understand what was going on. But now, as we realized that we needed to do these things, we needed knowledge. That's why we learn like on daily basis, and of course we have people who are advising us, who are a bit experienced and a bit older, and with the time frame that's been given to us, we are going to get to one of the leagues. A credit union must belong to a league. I think we have 3 leagues in Cameroon. We are going to belong to a league where we see that is more favorable to us, where we are going to gain more experience and guidance to make sure that this credit union reaches its goal.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Liu and the panelists in the house. Martinez from Douala. I would like to have the numbers of those panelists. I just sent you Mr. Paul's number, but if you want to get to them, please, there are 2 numbers on your screen. The numbers are under my number. Just you can get VIP winners contacts, get to them. But you who requested for their numbers, I've sent you Mr. Paul's number. Let's talk about financial education. Why do we have many teachers, financial teachers, who are broke themselves?
Yes, because I've not understood the fundamentals. Because they go chasing money, they don't know that it's an inside job. By an inside job, we mean the quality of the human being. Like last time I told you that the wealthiest place is the mind of man. That's why we started with the mind shift. Most of our mentorship programs and workshops is about the mind first. Because you become wealthy from the mind perspective of the mindset before it translates to your surrounding and all whatnot. Your predominant thoughts will reveal to you the kind of life you're going to have. And if you look around you, what you see is your result. Some person told me that he's been working for so long, but they have not been paying him. He's moving from one company to the other. I say, hey, my brother, listen. You say you've been working. How much did they pay you this time around? He said they just paid him 50,000 francs. I said, that is your what? Everybody, what you receive on a daily, monthly basis, yearly basis is your worth. If you want your worth to change, start from your mind. The higher you invest in yourself, because your income can only be, directly proportionate to your mindset. the kind of mindset you have. So you want to upgrade your mindset every now and then. So people start showing, taking syllables from the book and translating it through lectures and saying they understand finance. They don't understand any finance. A lot of people in Cameroon who are teaching finance do not really understand finance. That's why they are broke. To take it, I have a question I keep asking people: how do you make your money? That's one question in Cameroon that if you ask people, you are going to get into a lot of trouble. Because a lot of people cannot give a track record on how they make their money, including civil servants. It will shock you. Go ask people how do you make your money, and you'll be an enemy. But we are in a data-driven era today. You know, the factors of production changed since 2000 since the year 2000. I wanted to say 2001, but since the year 2000, from land, labor, capital to data, leverage, and technology. So if you want to win, if you want to make money in 2022, you cannot be using old tactics. It will not work. You'll be behind the game. We're in a data-driven era, which means everything you consume on a daily basis needs to be recorded. If you are selling something and you have clients, if somebody just comes and buys 2 bonbons, you need to say, sir, please, let's say I'm running a provision shop. Please, oh, mister, I've been seeing you coming here. Please, can I have your number? You need to have the number of everybody that consumes your product, because we're in a data-driven era. Get all of them into your WhatsApp group. If it's a restaurant, create a WhatsApp group of all your clients so that you have a database. If you can only leverage that, you see that you're going to have a different result, because once you have a menu for the day, you are going to share it into that group, and everybody will be aware without even leaving their houses, and they can start anticipating, oh, I'm going to eat there, or I can command food to come to me. You get? So the dynamics are changing. If you stop learning and researching, then you'll be behind the game. And that's why we keep saying that Cameroonians should go back to the drawing board and read. Cameroonians don't read anymore because we are so distracted with social media. And a lot of us on social media are broke. We find a lot of broke people, millennials. On social media, the majority, 98% of people on social media nowadays are millennials and are broke. How did we get to know that? We've been running this project for 5 years, and we've done a thorough research. And we discovered, these are the findings, that 90% of young Cameroonians below 40 do not even have a bank account. And those who have bank accounts do not even have 100,000 francs in them. Mr. Leo, did you know that? No. Many handsome men like you with transparent glasses, if you ask them that, their bank accounts, so how much they inside, they'll say, they'll start chewing their lips. It's a reality. Don't ask people dress so well and they just fuel the car from here to Bonaberi, and that's all. They don't have money. You will know it when they get to the hospital. Immediately they say, oh, the bill is 122,000. You see, he starts calling aunties, uncles, brothers, cousins, and friends to come and help him or her. People are really financially disenfranchised.
But these issues, it is almost everybody is living this. You just leave, and when you are faced with a problem, you call persons to assist you. But we spend this money every day. Huh?
Yes.
The snacks are taking all the money.
All the money.
Mm. Yes, Mr. Leo.
Is this not what people should go and sit down and learn how to manage?
Mr. Leo, you know, at one point in time, I found myself in this circle. Robert Kiyosaki calls it the rat race. You know how the rat is. When the rat sees groundnut here, it comes and pick a bit and goes and hide and finish eating it. When it eats it, it comes back. You know, the rat doesn't store. That's the same with most of our human beings. At one point in time, I relegated because I wanted to ask several questions to myself. What's happening? Guy, days are passing. Your salary is having a slight increase, yes, but man, you now need a big house because there is a woman, there are children, school fees is needed and stuff like that. Family has educated you. They need you. You know, your parents are aging. They need you to support them and stuff like that. How do you handle this? And if you stay still with the mentality that you need to get up every day and start running, it makes it pretty difficult. It makes it pretty difficult. So you need to understand that the dynamics have changed. Just like Mr. Ita said, things are different. That's why you see a young person. There's this young guy who is on TikTok, per se. He has 1 million followers and he's already a billionaire. He sits in his house and he shoots videos and he doesn't talk. He just makes his hands like this. I'm sure I don't remember his name, but I know most of us know him. He makes his hands like this. He just does something amazing, and he's a millionaire because he has attention. He's monetizing it and he's making money. The dynamics of making money have changed. So many, and if you don't understand, if you don't ask questions, because asking the questions is difficult because we have been wired through a particular way, and we have been like that. I remember when I decided to start thinking, when I decided to step out of the cycle of waiting for the end of month and think, I fell apart with so many of my relatives and friends because you can't be a branch manager of a bank and then you resign. That's a place where people are bribing to go there. Why are you dropping? You understand? But it shouldn't be a routine. It's more of an individual something. And when you ask questions, you are already finding yourself among those who bring up answers to themselves and answers to other people in the world, and they make money. And those people who always answer this, give these answers, make it better. Those who don't ask questions become their workers, and at the end of the day, they run, and they get to the old age, and things end up like we see around. Most of the times in my office, when I get to the office every day, I talk to my colleagues, Koti and the friends. I say, hey, nobody's just a worker here. Don't just sit and because you think you're waiting at the month end, you're going to have a salary. It shouldn't be your goal. Be thinking, what else can you do? You have a WhatsApp group every day, WhatsApp status. What are you posting there every day? You have 5,000 friends on Facebook. What are they buying? What are they consuming? What are you selling to them? It's always a matter of you finding ways to multiply your sources of income. Why? Because expenses will not smile at you. And you has understood that people are playing gymnastics with current, so they have now developed a way that you need to, credit an instrument, and when the credit runs out, you don't have electricity anymore. You too need to start thinking and asking questions how you can get more money, so that when these bills are increasing, you should be meeting up. That's why we will always come back to the reason why we're here today, or why Mr. Leo thought it was for us to come here. We studied and we saw that this thing was because we lacked the means through which we can make our resources circulate around us and stay, with a friend or stay with a neighbor, stay with somebody around, so much so that when you actually turn left, it can come back to you. So that's exactly what we are doing with the community, Mr. Leo. Okay,
Madam Manager, what do people tell you is blocking them from saving? Or what have you observed, and how are you encouraging saving?
Okay, what I notice, people have been telling me they don't have money, they don't have a means to save. But if I look at it critically, when you go to any nearby snack around you, find the youth drinking, having shisha, or the like, you can name the rest. But these people don't really have money in their account. And when you get to them, they'll tell you that, I don't have money. You even ask them to make a call or say, I don't have money. So it's not because they don't actually have money. It's because they are not aware that they need to keep something aside. They need to pay themselves first. Every day we pay other people, we don't pay ourselves. Because when you save, you pay yourself first. So most people, we get to pay the bike rider. When we pay the bike rider, he takes the money, he gets one, I'll say manyang. He drinks, he pays the bar owner. The bar owner gets it, maybe he has to pay the landlord. At the end of the day, he has not paid himself. And at the end of the day, if there's an emergency, he will not have any funds somewhere to start trashing that emergency. So many people are not saving, not because they don't have the money, but because they don't have the understanding that they need to save. And also, one of the things I notice is we don't track our incomes and our expenses. We spend a lot on things that are not necessary. We have to start by identifying our wants and our needs. Now, when you identify your wants and your needs, you can start breaching your expenses by removing some of the things that are wants. Now, when you remove it, you start putting aside as savings. And also, for those who do budgeting at the end of a period, or every week, or every month, they should include saving as one of their expenses for that period. This will build the attitude of saving. Okay. So what they need is financial education.
You need financial education?
Yes, sir.
You talked about financial literacy, financial intelligence, and wealth creation.
Yeah, financial literacy, financial empowerment, and financial intelligence. This goes to different groups of people, because when you're starting, the first thing for you is to have financial literacy. And if you meet us, like the framework we have, we're going to get into your mind for you to start, we're going to give you the power of positive thinking, books for you to read, the magic of thinking big, stuff like that. We're going to give you books like The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra, for you to reprogram your mind, because that's where the conditioning is. A lot of people who are broke, one thing you should know about the poor and the rich is that poor people don't think they deserve wealth. It's not like there's so much wealth out there. The world is full of abundance. And when we tap in that mindset, more come to you. We're not just talking about something that is a theory, it's what we have applied. You see me, I used to be a very broke guy, very broke, negative, lazy. What changed? My mindset, and every other thing around me changed. That's why we're building this amazing community, because we come from a place of experience. And the goal is that we should share. Last time we were here, and after the show, someone called me that, oh, John, you guys went there, I was sharing the secrets of the VIP winner. I said, well, there's no secrets. These are not secrets. It's just because you have not been reading. These things are all over the books for millions of years. And if we don't share it, how do you want other Africans to emerge? We have in this life we're just passing, it's a journey. I just saw my daughter almost having my height. Paul, you notice? And I'm like, hey, and you yourself called us youths here, man. We are not really youths like we think we are. We are going. The next 20 years, you and I will be old men and women. If we don't start planning for a legacy today, when are we going to start? And like she is saying, when you take one beer, in French they say, une bière c'est 2 papins. So imagine a number of papins, blocks to build houses, bricks, that people drink in Douala. It's a mindset. Now, when you take a bottle of music beer and put in front of you, ask yourself this question. Who produced this? Where is this money going to? Who produced the maize that produced this liquor that I'm drinking? The French farmer. The farmers are in French. They don't take maize from the people in Menzam or Tiko. I'm naming the place Moyoka or Yabasi, where maize grows in large quantities. No, they don't use that. Our own maize end with fufu corn and corn chaff. Now they add the value, and you buy what could be just a handful of maize at 1,000 francs. At Olympia, for example, who makes that money? It goes to a foreign market. That's financial intelligence there. People are just so away from what is making them become broke. But that's not where the problem is. The real problem now lies in the mindset. And with the kind of companies you're keeping, I want to address 2 sets of people. Number one is the young man and woman who has gone to school and has finished school and now is frustrated and is trying to consider options. My dear friend, the number one thing you need to do is to surround yourself with the right, circle, right associations, because you're the sum total of the 5 people you surround yourself with. If you are broke, it's because it's just an evidence. Being broke is not a problem. Being broke is just an evidence that you have the wrong company and the wrong mindset. All right? And the second group of people are those who have gone out of the country or who are successful and are still struggling. You go and put 25 million francs in one bush in Limbe, one new layout, and the building is uncompleted because you are working alone. For many years, you cannot finish it because you are working alone. Imagine 100 of you put that 25 million francs. Do you know the amount of money it will be? You guys can put a supermarket, in front of the main road in Douala, and you guys will be making money. Go and look at the Carrefour, who owns it? Foreigners. Santa Lucia, who owns it? Look at the big companies that really produce money. Who owns them? Do you have friends that own petrol stations? No. Do you have friends that run car dealerships? No. When we want to do business in Cameroon, we always think about the lowest kind of businesses, snack bars and restaurants, barbing shop. Ask any Cameroonian. We don't think big. We have stopped dreaming. And that's why some people said after the last show that, oh, these guys are just selling dreams. Do you think it's easy to sell dreams? It's very difficult to get people dreaming, because dreaming is what people who are low energy don't do. People don't have resources because they don't dream. We dream big, and that's why we want to create a $1 billion economy. When we get to 1 billion, we're going to push it forward. It's not only in America that people need to be dreaming. We need to dream in Africa, and that's why.
How easy is it to hit the 1 billion target?
Okay, we have a framework. All right. One thing about this, people will say it's theory. Yes, everything started with theory. When Calamas came with his theory, nobody questioned it. When they said Christopher Columbus discovered America, were you there? Why is it that when we come with our own, people want to be? You guys should allow us follow our own theory step by step as we've been doing it. As we speak, it's been working. So we have a 20 years plan, Mr. Leo. Like Paul, outlined it the last time we came here. Immediate plan every year. Then we have the short-term plan, 5 years plan. Then we have the mid-term plan, 10 years plan, and the 20 years plan that leads us to a city. We call the city the VIP Winners Smart Green City, and we can give it the name Winergy. So in that city, by the time we get there in 20 years, Paul is already seeing a way that we can get into that city in 10 years' time. But to be realistic, we put 20 years because it's all about the long term. You know, the difference between broke people and wealthy people too is about the way they think. Wealthy people think long term. I'm all about long term. They think posterity. Broke people, they think now. So we have a framework in place. And this program is just 2 hours, right? That's why we're inviting all those who are watching us to come to the VIP weekend, 26, 27, 28, guys. Let's break this plan for you guys to see. And for you guys to see what we've done as research and value delivery within the 5 years that we'll be running this project. And you guys will judge whether we're just daydreaming or we're actually dreaming, because there's a difference between daydreaming and dreaming. Daydreaming is an insult. It's somebody who dreams big but does not want to put the work. But a good dreamer is a visionary. You dream big and you're ready to put the work. Come around us. Don't just stand from afar and make complaints or use cheap data and send funny comments. Come and meet us in the office and see the way we work. Maybe that will help you. And very soon we'll be full. And even when we are full, 1,000, don't feel discouraged. We can show you on how to go and create your own community, and you can also build a dream. We are ready to share everything that worked for us and the things that did not work for us. Bet you me, like Paul said, we are making a lot of mistakes, and we're happy making them, because in Africa, they criminalize and they demonize somebody who has tried and failed. Guess what? The person who has tried and failed is better than the person who hasn't tried anything. In the person who has tried and failed, he has experience, he has network, he has capacity. That's the person we should be betting on. We have failed. Like I used to keep telling people, I've not seen anybody my age, who has failed more than me. No Cameroonian. If you know one Cameroonian, bring the person, let him and I try.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good evening, Mr. Lu. Thanks for the program. I have a worry on how to take care of parents, because it is something challenging to me, controlling my expenses as far as my parents are concerned, external relations. Yeah. Maybe your resources are not just much, it's not much, but you need to take care of maybe your cousins, especially your parents, because they'll tell you, I sent you to school so that you take care of them.
Mr. Leo, I came to discover that they call that black man tax. That's a tax that we pay in Africa, which is not levied by any government, but is somehow obligatory. Like, we feel that when we educate our kids, we can now grow old, and then our kids will now take care of us. It's very okay that you should take care of your loved ones. It's very okay that you should take care of your parents. But I think time has come for us to see how we can stop that routine. We should learn how to prepare our old age. When I was young, I feared basically 2 things. That one day I would die and nobody will remember anything about me. And I feared that I'll grow old. And then because I used to see old women who are abandoned by their children, and then the children in the cities. Why? Because these parents were abandoned because it's not even think 2 years ahead, not talk of thinking 5 years ahead, not talk of thinking that when I grow old, what kind of environment will I be in? It's even worse in the West, where when you grow old, they go and keep you in a house where, old people are. Somehow in Africa, it's a bit warm because you stay around your grandchildren, you stay around your children. But now, how does a young man like me survive with the little income that I'm making to be able to build the dreams that I want to build while taking care of the black man tax, paying the black man tax? Because my cousins would think that I'm in the city, I appear on TV, I already make a lot of money. My mother, my parents, stuff like that. How do we survive? That's the question. At one point in time, sincerely, you need to appear wicked. That's the concept. At one point in time, I decided not to contribute in things that are not productive. If you are sick now and you call me and it's in my mobile money, I'll not hesitate, I'll send it to you. If you are sick now. But if it's death that I need to contribute, I become, because those are some of the things that sink the little resources that we have. Because most of the times, this taking care of this follower is talking about is, there's a burn house, they are contributing, it's not productive, it's draining your income. There's a funeral, there's a wedding, stuff like that. We must be able to learn how to cut our coat according to our size, and be ready to accept from those who don't understand what you are building. Because they will insult you, they say you're wicked, you're making money, you're in Nyongo. I think I always say that I apologize to my parents or to the uncles I used to tell them that they are very wicked. Because I myself, when I look at what I used to tell them, I see myself wicked too. Are they really wicked? No. They understand that if you don't build, if you don't have something substantial, you cannot, if you don't plant a seed and it grow and then start bearing fruits. I mean, there are some kind of seeds that you can uproot and then the roots are sweet. It's because the roots are sweet, they start growing and you come and uproot and then you eat the roots. There will be no way that tree will ever exist to bear fruits and, of course, feed other people away from you. So at one point in time, you need to go away from emotions and be very objective and let those people feel that temporal pain, and then you survive that stage and you make the family or your generation better. Because I always say this, every family that we are seeing today that's a wealthy family is because one person took upon himself and said, hey, I'm going to do everything possible, irrespective of the number of times I fail, to make sure that this family has something that they can leverage on. And if you must be able to build that, then those around you and you yourself have to survive it.
Okay. Yeah.
I'd like to add something to that. All of this boils down to planning, proper planning. You should have a good plan for your finances, and you should set your priorities. Because when you don't set your priorities and you're caught up left and right, you find that since you don't have a plan, you cannot follow your budget, and this will keep you really in problems.
Okay.
Can I differ?
Okay.
A little bit? Mm-hmm. We are friends, we came together. Trust me, I love them. But I want to differ a little bit. When you have problems like that, it's a sign that you need to double your effort in the marketplace. And it shows that your value is very low, right? Today, my father, his pension cannot take care of him. It's too small. So what I do is that I have a nurse in the house that takes care of him, and I pay the nurse me and my brothers, we contribute, and we pay the nurse. And there are two nurses, one is for the food, and my father is a very old man, and he has many handsome boys. So we have to give him that honor of giving him the last days of honor, you see. That should never be a problem to us. Instead, what I would do if it becomes a challenge is that I would double my hustle, grow my mindset, deliver more in the marketplace, upgrade my standards so that my value should be huge in the marketplace. Somebody like that should attend the VIP weekend. And make me your friend. Let me show you the way, how I did it. From zero, from being homeless in the city of Douala, not having a place to stay. I mean it. That is sleeping outside, to having a place where I can allow people also sleep there and stuff like that. I can show you the little things I do. It's not like we are very wealthy, no. But at least we can pay our taxi, we can pay our houses, and we are growing steadily and genuinely without infringing the rights of others. Because one thing a lot of people do in Cameroon, a lot of young people are going towards the wrong direction. They think doing 419 or whatever the course coming and so on is what is going to make you to be rich. Hell no. When you do that, you are a criminal. Use all that smartness. I told them last time that the arm robbers and even the scammers, they have a lot of good attributes that we can copy. The good people can copy. The only thing that is keeping them away is the way they think, and they broke the law. All right? When you break the law, you become a fugitive. A fugitive can never build wealth. Trust me. Because today, you infringe on Mr. Leo, you run away. Next day is Mr. Paul. It's only a matter of time. Life will catch you.
Okay.
And the best way you can do is to become creative and to surround yourself with people who can, advance.
Okay. Yeah. Greetings, Mr. Liu. Thanks for your wonderful program. I hope this not the other people who will come and take our money again. Okay, no, nobody is asking for money, please. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I want to ask if it is possible not to attend the seminar, but can be among the 1,000 so I can create an account and save. Sandra is writing from Yaoundé.
Sandra, you're welcome. Join us because we are already getting to 900. Very soon will be 1,000. Trust me, when we get to 1,000, we will not want to be 1,001.
Okay. Sandra, can you just get to Mr.
Paul?
Mr. Paul. I've just sent his number to you so that even if you don't have time to attend, but you should be able to...
Yes, join the 1,000.
Join the 1,000, yes.
But do everything to attend, Sandra. This is going to be mind-blowing because for the first time, we're bringing all the experts, those that were considered brain drain, are now being converted into brain gain. They are coming to share a lot of opportunities and knowledge with us.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I want to appreciate your work. I also want to appreciate the initiator of the beautiful idea that led to the creation of Jangi Cool. More grace to the management of this credit union, especially Koti Mirel, who happens to be my classmate in the university. Tiwara Valentine is writing from Bonaberi, you know.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tiwara.
Okay, you should know him. Yes, she's trying to be the difference of Cameroonian ladies. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Please, for the number of your panelists in the studio, I'll send you Mr. Paul's number so that you can get to them. But we're talking about education, financial education. There is formal and informal. The parents take the pains to tell their children that they need to learn to create wealth. They need to love having money, their family relations. I'm sure we talked about this some time ago, but people are afraid of making so much wealth in Cameroon and Africa.
Mr. Leo,
yes, everybody wants to live rich, but there is some notion about rich people.
Mr. Leo, you know, at one point in time in my life when I happened to hold a certain amount of money that I've never heard before, I got so frightened because I've never been there. You know, Mr. Eta has said a couple of things here, and one thing that I want to pick to him and relate to this question is that the environment where you grow in and the people that you surround yourself with has a lot to do with who you grow and become. You know, today I just wrote something. I studied accounting from one to university. You know, I worked like an accountant for 5 years, worked like a banker for 5 years, but today I'm doing marketing. And it's after I attended the mentorship class that Mr. Eta is holding, where he taught us that a man is made in the first 7 years of his life. Therefore, what you pick around the first 7 years of your life form your subconscious mind, and for you to change that becomes very difficult. And I said, okay, does it mean that Paul today, after studying accounting, working as an accountant and a banker, became a marketer, is practicing marketing? Because at the age of 5, my mother used to take me to the Carrefour and put a tray of stuffs, and I was selling, and I saw that to be very founding, to be very scientific, because selling to me comes very normal, but now the accountings and the bankings and everything, I had to struggle. That goes same with the fact that when you grow around an environment where things are not really not a well-to-do environment, money is is not something that you discuss. Money is something that when you bring it up, Daddy is bitter, Mama is bitter, because the money thing is what brings trouble between them, because the money is not there. Mama is not always asking money, Papa is not giving. You tend to see money, like something that causes trouble. And most times we easily use the slangs that money is the root of all evil. You can't call something the root of all evil and you grow or you want to get it. There's no way. In the spiritual or scientifically, considering the power of words, when you say something, it manifests. And if you call something evil, evil is not something that you want to get it. It's something that you are shunning away. You can't have it. So money is something that we don't understand. And if for us to be able to understand, we need to go indigenously, just as John said earlier, and understand how this thing works, how it works. Because if you don't understand it and you are just in the middle and you think that, okay, this is what I want to do, without really finding facts, without getting the raw data, just suggesting, you find yourself dancing in a rhythm that you don't understand. At the end of the day, you don't have any money in your pocket. That's why we were emphasizing that when you grow up and you find yourself wanting, you find yourself not getting money, irrespective of how hard you're working, also ask yourself how smart you're working. How do you understand how this thing works? Do you understand how those who are making it work, or you are pointing accusing fingers to them like, okay, this guy is making this because he has done this, he's belonging to one secret society, he's the one that's killed the brother, has killed the mother. That's the highest obstacle that we have. And if you don't do away with that mind, it will be very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. And behold, if money has to be made overnight, then it's beating the law of nature. Everything that happens overnight, before sunset rottens. Check it out. Check the mushroom. What happens? In the evening, you don't find a mushroom that pop up in the morning. Check the rose, the beautiful rose. As someone said, do you have it? No. Those are natural things that we learn from. When you decide now, okay, I want to do this, I want to get this money, and you want to do it overnight, you see yourself doing, playing some party food or playing some crazy, or doing some other things that is coming in order to get money. At the end of the day, it doesn't lead you anywhere. Everything that lasts takes process. It needs time. And when you put time and be able to learn your lessons, fall and rise, before you know it, the compound effect is going to take you somewhere, and you're going to look back and see how much you must have achieved.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I want to have the number of these guys. I'm loving the show. Fozo Precious is writing from Mulang. Mulang is in Bamenda. Good evening to you. I just sent you Mr. Paul's number. Just get to him and you talk with him. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm Ivo from Loom. Please for Mr. Paul's number. Okay, Mr. Paul's number, you have it. But there are numbers on the screen. I don't know. Just get the numbers on the screen. You get to them. Greetings, Mr. Liu. My regards to all your panelists. My question for them is, where precisely in Boya will the seminar take place? Ebako Emmanuel is writing from Yaoundé.
At Charlotte Hotel.
Okay.
Charlotte Hotel Boya for 3 days. Just my 18. Yeah, that's
Chariot Hotel.
Yeah.
From the 27, 28.
26, 27, and 28. That is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's why we call it the VIP Weekend Conference.
Okay. So it's at Chariot Hotel in Boya. This one says, good evening, Mr. Liu. I like this program of today, as many others. I would love to attend, but due to my tight schedule, I might not be possible to attend this 3 days program. Is it possible for the panelists to guide me, if possible, to be part of the journey? Martial is writing from Boya. Martial, get to Mr. Paul. He will help you, but he cannot be there for 3 days.
He cannot be there for 3 days, but let him not mix out on Saturday. It's going to be very explosive and mind-blowing.
Okay.
Yeah. And we have the gala.
Paul, you can get to them. They will direct you. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I appreciate your program. I'm Divine from Yaoundé. Can someone become a member without taking part in this seminar? Yes, very, very possible.
Very possible, very possible.
Okay. You can be a part without necessarily taking part in the seminar. Get to Mr. Paul and he will help you. Let me take these 2 more messages and then we move on. Please, Mr. Liu, can I have the WhatsApp phone number of Mr. Paul? Levi is writing from Yaoundé. Yes, but why don't you also request it using WhatsApp? I prefer that you request, you make the request through WhatsApp. Good evening, Mr. Liu. As members of Journalism Club in Cas Bambili, I always know you are a nation builder. Thank you for this project. God bless you. Muma is writing in Limbe. Good evening to you. Muma, yes, but there are many persons who are still worried.
Yeah.
You have heard, they have written. I don't want to read some of the messages that they have sent. They are confused. Many persons are talking about a scheme that is how to take their money and then disappear. But VIP winners, they have a credit union. They call it Jangi Code.
Yeah.
Where is your head office?
Biseke Bonaberry.
Okay. So there is because I am also my reputation is at stake here. Yes, when we talk about money, we have to be more serious. That is why I've made sure that whoever comes here should. Yeah. But what is this project? Are people contributing money to give you, and then after 1 month you give them back, or you have to bring members? What is all of this?
Thank you for that very good question. Once again, let's say this clear. The VIP winners community does not do referrals, and we don't have downliners and upliners that you need to go and be referring other members, 2 people to bring 2 people. All right, we're already 900. As a matter of fact, very soon we'll get to 1,000 and we'll stop it. We can only encourage, more people to go and create other communities like ours. Secondly, we don't run a pyramid scheme where you need to come and put money. We don't receive money from the public. We use our own money. That is, Paul puts 1,000, I put 1,000, Mire puts 1,000. And we start a business like 7 Studios that's been giving us the wonderful pictures you guys are seeing over there. And Mafo Design putting on this wonderful fabric that I am wearing, Paul is wearing, Mire is wearing, and even maybe that's what you're wearing as well, So we run the businesses we invest in are businesses we run ourselves. All the businesses. So we are somewhat of a close community. We don't refer, we recruit. And if we must recruit a new member, know that we have to dismiss an unserious member. So fear not, it's been 5 years and our reputation is very clean so far.
But they want to know, you want them to join a community, what will be their benefit?
Very good.
They give you money, you invest, or how does it operate?
No, they don't give money, we invest. By the way, to integrate the community, you need to buy the book. It costs 36,500 francs. The reason for that is because we want to filter unserious people. Because we're not in the business of helping poor people become rich. We're also in the business of making losers become winners. We're in the business of making mentally wealthy and rich people get richer and winners win more. That said, when you join us, you are open, first of all, to a community of 1,000 people who can patronize your business. All right? Let's say, for example, I like talking with examples because we're not talking theory here. We're talking something we've done. You can come and verify. If we're talking something we are doing. I'm wearing Mafo design. Last time I was here, I was wearing another fabric. I'm having 24. I'm going to have 24 of these. Paul has many of these fabrics and the rest. So the lady doing this fabric, she's called Mafo design, and she's overwhelmed with the demands coming from the community. So we patronize our own businesses. That's number one. Number two is that there are so many job opportunities. Each time we find an opportunity, we come share it in the group. As a matter of fact, we've shared more than 1,000 already jobs in that community so far, just in 1 year, and it keeps growing. The third thing is that we hold workshops, capacity building, seminars, boot camps, where we train each other. We bring resource persons. Some are coming from the UK, some are coming from the US, some are in the country, who come to help us because they have better experience than us and guide us on how to run these small businesses that we are doing. And we have a 20 years plan that drives us, like I said, to $1 billion economy. We say so openly so that the world should know that there exist young Cameroonians who are dreaming so big.
Yeah, but now, what if you're a member of the community and you don't have an activity? That is, everybody must have an activity.
So we are trying to. That's a very good question. Thank you for that. We are making sure every VIP winner goes through the 3 M's: M1, M2, M3. M1 has to do with you earned income. Earned income is when you trade your time for money. So we tell you to build a skill. That's what we are doing. About 35 to 40 VIP winners are into the domain of cybersecurity. Some are into the domain of Scrum Master. Some are in the domain of digital marketing. 7 Studios Academy. You need to have a skill, develop a skill, because that's the first thing, to have a skill set. The second thing is you can now create a business yourself alone or with some few VIP winners like 7 Studios did. With some small capital like 5 million, you start something. All right? There's no reason why you can come and be in this kind of a community that is bubbling with opportunities and you say you don't have anything.
5 million is small capital?
It's very small now.
In Cameroon?
Very small. In Cameroon.
Okay.
Mr. Leo, how much do you buy 1,000 square meters of land in this Douala? It's hundreds of millions. So 5 million francs is chicken change. It's just no money.
It's chicken change for you.
It's small money, and of course, it's for me because of the way I've built my mindset. Don't you see that we are talking about $1 billion economy that we are creating? That's why that's the way we want Cameroonians to be dreaming. Dream, guys. Dream big. Think big. But start small. The way we started. Guess what? When we started this project 5 years ago, we started with 100 francs. Today is no longer 100 francs.
Now, you intend to build a 1 billion city.
$1 billion economy, not the city, the economy. Because Cameroonians don't know the difference between...
What would the members, how would the members be benefiting from this?
Of course, we co-own the economy.
With the members?
Yes. That's the most outstanding benefit, the long-term benefit. There's an immediate benefit, there's a mid-term benefit, and there's a long-term benefit. Like I told you, I only have gray hair here, you have more than me. Bro, in the next 20 years, you and I will be old people. Oh, I'm still reminding us. Because that's one thing we don't realize in this our generation. You know, I'm an artist. When you saw me in Boya, I used to sing with chains all over me. But today, I'm not doing that anymore because I've realized that time is coming and we need to prepare for our retirement, like Paul was saying. Don't become a victim and a casualty for your kids. All right? I told my kids, see, I'm not going to leave word for you. And I'm not preparing myself that you'll be taking care of me. What I'm going to do is to develop you to become so resourceful and valuable that you will be money.
Okay.
Yes.
Good evening, Mr. Liu. My name's Ben Gilbert Ngama. I just want to ask, can someone who is working in a private company join the 1,000? When I said private company, I mean private palms company. Yes, I'm sure. Just get to Mr. Paul. You can join the company. It's not only for guys who are working for government now. Everybody can join. Yes. Greetings to you guys in the studio, Mr. Liu, and thanks for bringing up these brains tonight to talk on financial literacy, financial empowerment, and so on. I wish to ask the lady if Njikang is affiliated to any umbrella organ and what guarantees members' savings and shares, and also to find out if they already have branches in other towns. I'm Gideon, writing from Amanda. Just take note. You're going
Can I
to
take that question about guarantee?
Yes, let me take just note it.
Okay.
Good evening, sir. How can I be part of this program? I'm Timothy, writing from Limbe. It's my first time to follow you guys. Just get to Mr. Paul. Their numbers are there now. Good evening, Mr. Liu. How can these guys sell a book for 36,000 francs?
That is the question.
Please, how do they make their revenue? I wanted to join them. Okay. Just call Mr. Paul. He will explain how it works. Good evening to all of you guys. There are some messages I can't read. We are doing programs to learn and not to challenge. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm Yannick from Yaoundé. This program is real mind nourishing. I so love the show. I would like to get in touch with the host. Okay. I don't know who the host is. I am the host here. Yes, can you answer, or you come first?
No, the guarantee stuff. My dear friend, you want guarantee? Let me tell you one thing. You are going to leave this world, you're not going to leave this world alive. You are not going to leave this world alive, which means even your life is not guaranteed. And you want somebody to guarantee you on a business. There are two things in the business, two outcomes. Either you profit or loss. I've made losses in so many businesses, like I said. I went into this wood business because I saw a Nigerian friend doing it back in the days. And I jumped into it, only to find myself that even my house rent went on into it. He already had a network of his Igbo guys here in town who, when he comes with his own wood, already. I come with mine, nobody buys. And I'm stuck there. They tell me, no, the guy said, no, be selling, stand there, you'll be selling. And all of them will sell because they were in the network, I was not in the network, and my capital finished. I went to the bush to do the second round. All of them had cars that were transporting theirs, I didn't have. That's why I realized that, hey, this thing is not the way I thought. Sleeping in the bush and so on outside, I realized that there's something into this that the eyes can see. I thought I was intelligent. They told me these guys are making money. They come here and they flash money all over the place. It is not working. There was an intelligence behind what they were doing. They were part of a mastermind. And when they're speaking a dialect, I could not, get it. So I was lost. So I lost that money. What did I do? I learned. You see what I benefited? I learned $1 million lesson. Never to do business alone again. A business that made me go homeless. Going to beg my friend to sleep in his house. So that failure has made me to become the person I am today. So are you looking for guarantee, my friend? I'm still asking you, you're looking for guarantee that you are never going to become a successful business person? Hell no. Because even in America, go ask all the millionaires that have failed more than they have succeeded. Michael Jordan has thrown, they say, thousands of shots. He has only netted, they say, 100 and something, right? But that's what made him Michael Jordan. Steve Harvey has only got 5 hits of all the different concepts he wrote, TV shows. More than 100. He said actually 200, but only 5, and those 5 made him a superstar. So if you don't dare, if you don't try, you are never going to succeed. Stop looking for guarantees, my friend. Dare, risk.
Okay. How much is the registration? Dr. Layu is writing from Yaoundé. Dr. Layu, can you just get to Mr. Paul and discuss that with him? You had something to add? Yeah?
Yes, concerning the affiliation, if we are under any umbrella of the microfinancial institution, for now, no. We got documents to go operational. That was on the 10th of October, and we actually went operational in February, and this permit us to run the microfinance while waiting to still join an arm.
Are you working on that already?
Yes, sir. We are working on that.
You've made contacts?
Yeah, we have made contacts.
People are afraid, eh?
Yes, Mr. Leo, let me add something. It's very okay for people to be afraid, and fear is a beautiful thing, But there's one thing I want to tell Cameroonians. Cameroonians want saints to come and sit on TV and talk to them. saints don't exist. Cameroonians expect that if you do something and it doesn't go, you should never try again. Maybe that is you. It's okay by you. Take it that way. But we are speaking here not because we are saints. We are not speaking because we have never failed. We have failed. I mean, I appreciate Mr. Elio a lot because he's taken a lot. He's taken his reputation because he has opened his platform and people come and projects are not going and he is still dreaming that someday one of these projects is going to blow and change the life of several Cameroonians. That's the way we say we should be thinking. When it fails, we ask questions and we move ahead. One thing I do with myself that keeps me going, when it doesn't go, I check my conscience. Did I do it well? Did I intend evil? If it did not, nothing stops me and I dare again. And I've checked, there's nobody who has ever made something worthwhile without failing. If you think that because somebody failed, the person should go and then hide himself. If you have failed, I mean, like I repeated Form 3. If I failed in Form 3 and I did not repeat again, and studied and then went to have the degrees and stuff like that, and I'm still going to school now, will I make anything out of my life? Will I have the courage if I do not study and do research and dare and have experience? Would I even have the courage to look at the camera and talk? No, hell no. We Cameroonians, we need to dare, and when we fail, there's no giving up. Even Jesus Christ, who was the Lord, failed with his cross. But he went there, he continued until he was nailed and he fulfilled his mission. But we expect people who have never failed to come and be sent and they say something. We are not saying everybody should join the VIP Winners community. This last phase was launched on the 31st of July, 2021. We have 15 million young people in Cameroon. We want to just get 1,000. It has taken us a lot of time. Do we blame Cameroonians? No, a lot has happened that makes them not want to dare again. But we believe that is only through a rise and fall until one day, one is going to rise and be there and things will happen. Why? Because over time, this is what other people have done and they have succeeded. We could still do this and before you know it, we wind out. But maybe the generations will come after, they'll pick something from the lessons, they'll get this data that we're discussing on TV, and they'll pick lessons from it and they'll apply, and they'll make something worldwide. But if we do not have the opportunity to share our experiences today again, to dream again, that's why I celebrate somebody like Samuel Eto'o so much. What he's doing for Cameroonians is not fake food only. To see a young man who comes into a country where there's a federation and football players have no salary, to now say, okay, female will earn this amount, male will earn this amount, and in the next 5 years, they are going to earn this amount. It's not only affecting footballers. Cameroonians are dreaming. And mind you, life is based on hope. Heaven is hope. We are hoping that someday when we will die, we will go. And that's why we are believing in Jesus Christ, if you are a Christian. But if you want that some people should stop hoping because you have failed, for me, for those who are working on this project, we have decided to keep dreaming. Okay. And you think you are a dreamer, you can join the 1,000 we dream together. If you can't join us to dream, please. It's not by force. Okay.
Hi, Mr. Liu. I love the show of today. It is interesting. Noel is writing from Mamfe. Good evening to you, Noel. Good evening, Mr. Liu, and to the entire crew. Your program is great. Mr. Liu, please, I just wish to say this. Life is not as easy as your panelist services perceives it. Yes, this idea of financial empowerment is great, but I think they may be blowing it out of proportion. Business with 100 francs. That's similar with someone who owns a restaurant who say he or she started a restaurant with a cup of rice. Okay. Yeah, but everything starts with a start.
Can I say something on that? When somebody says something, it's always good to go for details. Don't ask a question. Don't just conclude. When he said he started with 100 francs, how did he start? If 1,000 people put 100 francs together, how much is that?
100,000.
That's 100,000. It's no more 100 francs. So when somebody says we started with 100 francs, ask how. Don't just conclude. Like we're putting a community of 1,000 people now. When we get up and we put 1,000 francs, 1,000 people putting 1,000 francs, that's 1,000,000 francs. And 1,000 francs to us is nothing. 1,000 francs to you, Mr. Leo, is nothing. But combined together is the ideology of combining, of working in the community that we're trying to share. That when we put our little bits together, it has a bigger influence.
You have 1,000 guys every day. You can make 1 million.
Yes.
Yes.
You raise millionaires every day.
Of course. Is that easy? That's why I told you 5 million francs is very small money.
Because if we do jangi, let's say weekly in jangi for 5,000 francs, and we 1,000 contribute 5,000.
That's 5 million now.
That's 5 million. We go to maybe to China and get enough material. We come and stock and map for designs. She's doing dresses we are buying and wearing, and then she's selling some. We're making money.
I will never buy that in retail. We go and buy wholesale, like we go and do like 50 million francs, you know, load containers and come. That's how we should be thinking. Let's stop doing this small business along the roadside. That is, you know.
Okay, good evening, Mr. Liu. My daughter is moving to second year of the university. Can I register her with no business? Mars Siri is writing from Boyak. A student going to
yeah, it's not everybody in the VIP business community that has got a business.
Okay.
You can come and work in another person's business, you know, and own a piece of that company. What we are doing, like Paul used to say, is shared prosperity. In the world of today, don't own a business alone. In the VIP business community, we make sure nobody owns one business alone. Okay. You must share the equity.
Good evening, Mr. Liu. Please, I'm a driver working in Bamenda University. I sell honey. How can I be a member? Just get to Mr. Paul. He will tell you how you can be a member, please. Okay. Mr. Leo, greetings. Please ask those panelists if their credit union is affiliated to Kum Cool. If not, Mr. Leo, let them do so. Okay. Dennis, writing from.
Tell us why, the benefits. We need to go where it's favorable for us.
Okay. Hi, good evening, sir. I wish to ask the concept behind the $1 billion project. Can you just get to Mr. Paul? He will explain it to you. Good topic for today, but this is how others were encouraging youth, and last won admiration and popularity. Where are they today? Banda is writing. Yes, please.
Why are you afraid of such? Can we discuss on that a little bit?
No. We may not have time now. I have to take some messages, and then there's a second topic coming. Good evening, Mr. Liu, and congratulations to the guest you have on stage. Mr. Paul has a very loud mind, and I admire that, but the population he's talking to have financial perceptions that have been strangulated by the environment. The other day, you were showing us CDC workers crying to be paid 18 months of 25,000 francs of salary. When Mr. Paul says 5 million is chicken change, it's true from that perspective, but I think it should gain mastery over people's minds and how they interpret what if there is genuine passion to help the world rise financially. Jerry Ngate is writing from Bafia. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I love the program, but I'm very skeptical. Okay, Daniel is watching from Yaoundé. People are skeptical, eh? Hello, enjoying the program from Rwanda. Let me have the number of the guy, the number of Mr. Paul, okay? Yes. Good evening, Mr. Liu. All these programs are incurable and educated, but the question is, at the beginning, the government give advantages to each member to join in business, but at the end, government still ban it in the country after investing your money in the business, unlike crypto lot currency. Boris is writing from Douala. No, we are not talking about crypto here, please. We are talking about a community. There's nothing about crypto. Hi, good evening, Mr. Liu. I wish to ask if you must have something doing before joining this group. Marilyn is writing from Yaoundé. Not sure. Just get to Mr. Paul. He will direct you on what to do. We have to move on to our second topic for tonight, which has to do with the importance of building a community around your business. How do we, what is a community around a business in the first place?
Okay, the community around a business is the foundation of the business. Because without a community, it's like, you know, you're flying. And any difficulty you will drop. You don't first have a client base. You don't have where you can bounce back financially, you know, to reinvest money. You don't have people to plunge in and pull in capital into your business. That's why you struggle. We keep telling people, don't walk alone. Walking alone is a sign of financial illiteracy. Did you get that? Walking alone. I repeat, walking alone is a sign of financial illiteracy. Because you can't achieve anything great alone. Show me any person who has ever achieved anything great alone. What they don't tell us, right, is when they say Dangote is the wealthiest man in Africa, is that Dangote is a visible part of the iceberg. You know, that people don't see. The visible part of the invisible iceberg that people don't see. There are hundreds and thousands and millions of people behind Dangote, my dear friend. whenever you find somebody suffering, broke, depressed, and all of that, just ask that person that, who are your friends? He will name some 4 or 5 people like him or her. I've always seen this as a research. But when you find people who are proactive, people like Paul, look around Paul, you see some very, outstanding Cameroonians full of energy and vibration, people who want to dream and change the narratives. So you need a community before you produce a product or a service. And when we talk about financial intelligence, it's what I'm seeing today on Facebook. Everybody is a CEO. Everybody. Oh, what do you do? I do organic products and so on. Your capital of 50,000 francs, you're doing organic products, my dear friend. Must you manufacture? Must you produce? We've learned all of this and we realize that you must not even manufacture. Start by selling if it's cosmetic you want to do. Start by buying and selling. So you create a database, you create a community around the product, you become a retailer to a wholesaler, then you have a chain of stores you can distribute to. Then you start raising capital to have the credit worthiness, to have access to great finance, take hundreds of millions and partner with a manufacturing company in China, and they'll manufacture for you, brand for you, and you do the distribution. That's how all these wealthy people who have got brands do. You don't start with the 50,000 francs and hoping that when you sell 10 bottles, then you take the money and go and buy whatsoever raw material you can buy and come again and be struggling in your house. Very soon you say, oh, Cameroon is not working. This Cameroon, the business is not fine for Cameroon. It's because you're working alone. Do you think Bazaris is a one-man's business? I don't know why they give us fairy tales in this country. We are being lied upon. That's why I'm happy, Mr. Leo. Keep inviting us. And that's why we are inviting everyone. Make sure, take this down. 26, 27, 28 of this August. Chariot Hotel. Come, let's brainstorm and give you strategies. I see a lot of people saying they don't have anything to do. Why don't you have anything to do? Because you are not resourceful. You lack a skill and you'll have... The Dio of Boya, Mr. Abba, he has 3 things he says. He says about the mindset, the heart set, and the skill set. The quality of your intention. Are your intentions sincere? Why do you even want to make money? Why do you want to be rich? Do you want to be rich so you can go to your neighborhood and show off to your friends who are not successful that, oh, this is my car now, you see, I told you guys I was going to make it bad better. Is that what you want? Is that why you want to be rich? I mean, if that's why you want to be rich, it's going to take you like forever. But if you have sincere intentions and you want to be rich, then you will now discover that to be rich is very easy, because when you just start developing qualitative and efficient services and products for the public, then you're going to be rich. Money is a byproduct of service rendered. Render qualitative service to people. Look at MTN, the richest company in Cameroon. What do? They serve a lot of people. They didn't serve 1, 2 people. A lot of people. That's why MTN is a multinational. A lot of people work with MTN. One person cannot make MTN. So why do you think you are going to become rich alone? Stop daydreaming. That's why I said daydreaming is an insult, and I'm really sending that to you, not because I want to insult you, but to remove you from that daydreaming so that you should not become a nightmare. Start dreaming, my friend. Start dreaming. When you start dreaming, then you humble yourself and you know that alone you cannot do it. I thought I could do it alone. For many years I was broke. Many years I was suffering. When I discovered this one principle, every other thing changed. Become coachable, mentorable, and associate with the right people. Your associations, like Paul said, is all what you need. That's why you need to find yourself in Boya. 26, 27, 28. If you miss out, then you are going to still keep suffering from the deadly disease you are already suffering from, called excusitis. People will come up with excuses for any opportunity. Some people will say, oh, I cannot make it to Boya. I don't have transport. You always come up with excuses. Why can't you say, how can I make money? Ask us that question, and Paul will give you strategies on how right now with your mobile phone you can start making money and you find yourself in Boya.
Okay, good evening, Mr. Hello. Please, Gilbert, writing from Bamenda. Please, I would like to be a member. Please let me have Mr. Paul's number. Good evening, Mr. Liu. You made us to believe in a dream, and we are in regret today. Okay. Please, when we fail, we get up and continue the journey. There was no intention on my part to. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I just tuned to the station now. Can you, your guest, throw more light on the previous topic? Divine is writing from Boya. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm doing welding. Can it be possible for me watching from Yaoundé? Yes, you can join the community, I'm sure. But just get to Mr. Paul. He's going to help you. Good evening, Mr. Liu. And the rest of the panel, I admire the courage of the panel, and I like the dream mindset. Truly, no multi-millionaire has completely or always succeeded in all projects. Even Ferrari, Lamborghini, Louis Vuitton were all crumbled after the World War, but they picked up from the scraps, and their products are the ones of everyone. Harry Cliff is writing from Nyasoso. So please, we should not stop dreaming. We're talking about building the community. Why you say the community is the clients, those you work with?
Yes, the clients, the investment, those who can pool the mastermind group, resources for you to have capital. How do you think all these business people get capital? Is because they belong to a community where each person contributes. And from that pool now, you can have capital now to start that your business that you wanted to start.
Jangi?
Yes. Secondly, Jangi, of course. Secondly, we help you develop skills in the domain of, multimedia, be it fashion like Bafo is doing, be in cyber security, because we are in the fourth industrial revolution where IT skills pay a lot. And the Indians are taking advantage of that. And today you can work remotely. You can become even a digital marketer. Some of you use your phone just to be going on TikTok and see boys and girls dancing naked. You can use that phone and make money, my brothers and sisters. You can learn online. If you had a degree 20 years ago, 15 years ago, it's outdated, it's obsolete. Upgrade yourself with the new skills. Do Scrum Masters. Do cyber security. When you educate yourself, you become more valuable, and your options become so many. But if you come to our community, we are going to help you do that easily, because our community is to make sure that the quality of people we have in that community grows every year.
Okay.
A lot of people got in the community and never had jobs. A lot, more than 100 jobs already as we speak. It's only from the community.
Now, how do we build this community?
Well, in our own experience, let me throw some light from where we started. As Mr. Nsah said, I met him in 2019. He was already on the second phase of this project because the first phase failed in Boya. Crisis, the Anglophone crisis came and he could not support it, so he came to Douala. We met. Mind you, today as we speak, by the end of 2019 and early 2020, we're about 30 of us doing research on this project, living in Bonaberi. But being who we are, we are not resilient enough. So many people dropped. Though looking at the people who were on this project in 2019 and today, it's only Jonathan and I who are still on this project. Because people don't want to go that process. They don't want to follow the procedure. They just want to be at the end where results are and they just come and harvest. When this thing failed in 2020 again because of coronavirus, it was frustrating to us. It was really frustrating. We could not meet, and he said, okay, let's not do this thing again. Let's keep it aside and let's refresh our minds and think of other things. But because we kept thinking, one day this idea came. When it came, he said, I'm going to be a community of, let's be a community of 1,000 people. And before we launched the project, because our previous approach was technology, our previous approach was business without a community. So that's why we're struggling. Let's be a community first. When we would introduce a business, we'll now have people who know that they have to patronize us, and it will be easy for the business to go through. We were just 3 of us in a room that day. We agreed. We went on Facebook, I started posting, and right then we were saying we are 1,000 VIP winners. That's just to mention the power of visualizing, the power of hoping. 3 people, they are calling themselves to 1,000 VIP winners. People started asking, what's this all about? We started explaining the concept. Mind you, what we are explaining today is not even what we had when we were saying that. We did not even think about a 20 years plan. We did not think of that. It's in the course of the process now that we now, upon brainstorming and meeting every day and discussing that, we have come out with this plan. We did not even see creating the credit union. It wasn't there that first day. It was all about creating a community. One person to another. What's this thing all about? One thing that he also did was that he challenged himself. I'm going to write a book in 90 days. And this book, I'm going to launch it on my birthday. And this book is going to be used as the product that you get when you had to enter the community. And I saw him burn for the 90 days, sleepless nights. Part of the book, I have a contribution in it. To have this book, and he realized it. This is something that so many people will not do. I've started 2 books. They are lying somewhere, I don't even know where they are. To write a book is not something that is easy. The book was written, and on the 31st of July, we launched this community. By then, we were less than 100. 31st of July, 2021, we were less than 100. But our language was still We are 1,000 VIP winners. People kept asking questions as you are asking now, and today we are counting 900. And we are going to keep saying we are 1,000 VIP winners till we reach 1,000 as per our 1 year plan. Fortunately, along the way, we are meeting our 1 year plan, which was to create the credit union and also raise this community. And we are so certain that before we celebrate on the 26th, 27th, and 28th in Boya, we already have this community. So how do you get a community? That's what people are like. How did you? We came up with a project, with a vision, with a mission, and we believed in it. Just 3 of us. And from there, one person believed, the 3rd person, the 4th person, the 5th person, the 6th person. Today we have a WhatsApp group full, 512 people, and we have another WhatsApp group. That makes up the number we are calling here. And when we get out of this 1 year, we are now going to shoot to the 2nd year. We are going to start talking about the structuring of these businesses, looking at who is not doing what in the community. Mind you, it's not enough for you to get into this community. As we are speaking right now on TV, it looks very easy. But most days we go home at 11 o'clock. Yesterday we left the office about 1 a.m. because we're planning the weekend, because we are working, because for anything to surface, just as we're emphasizing here, there must be a mastermind. There must be people who are ready to give the sacrifice.
Okay. Please, Mr. Liu, I just came in. Please, where and when will be the seminar? I would like to get their contact. I just sent you Mr. Paul's contact. Let us take a short break and we continue after this.
VIP Winners Conference 2022 to take place at Chariot Hotel Boya on the 26th, 27th, and 28th of August 2022 with the participation of Otia Elvis, host, entrepreneur, and mentor from Australia, the Roti Diamond, entrepreneur, data analyst expert from the United Kingdom, George Charisma, leadership expert and speaker from Cameroon, Liam Buko, trainer, leader, speaker, entrepreneur from Cameroon, Mirai Kuti, financial expert from Cameroon, Epitindive, consultant and trainer from Cameroon, Nibapol Azingui, digital marketer, entrepreneur from Cameroon, Abba Abdurrahman, Dio, speaker, trainer from Cameroon, Adeline Sede, entrepreneur from the United Kingdom, Afangwi Asang, IT specialist, cyber security expert and entrepreneur from the United States of America, Lilin Binglo, entrepreneur from the United States of America, Clifford Ndecham, entrepreneur from the United Kingdom, John Eta aka Star Daddy, host, founder of VIP Winners Community and entrepreneur from Cameroon, Yefon Nsah, entrepreneur from Cameroon, Ekiko Blessing, community expert and speaker from Cameroon, Apostle King Boris, minister of God from Cameroon, Fortabe Elmin, entrepreneur from Cameroon, Tita Eric, entrepreneur from the United States of America, Gwen Tani, entrepreneur from the United States of America, Zro Bruno, entrepreneur and venture capitalist from South Africa, Paul Mboe, entrepreneur and venture capitalist from Cameroon, Dr. Veronica Fortu, medical doctor from the United States of America, Bernadette Eno, business analyst, product owner and entrepreneur from the Netherlands, Rebecca Lodge, business consultant and trainer from the United Kingdom, Njikang Godlove, entrepreneur and trainer from Cameroon, Wango Boris, pastor and business consultant from Cameroon, Wele Elangwe, leader expert and agile coach from the United States of America, B. Petula Fonjong, president of the 1000 VIP Winners and entrepreneur, the VIP Weekend Conference 2022, 1000 VIP Winners, navigating the future. VIP Weekend, Ego Play.
on my Media Prime. At the end of this thing, I see 60,000 and 30,000. I thought I was just coming there for free.
Actually, the tickets, we have the gold ticket for 30,000 and the platinum for 60,000. Why this amount? If you look at the hotel, we are at the hotel that is hosting this event. That's a Chariot Hotel in Boya. And this hotel, you bear with me, is not given for free. Also, the 30,000 francs is for the entrance ticket and feeding for the 3 days, while the 60,000 for those who want to be lodged. If you want to be lodged, you have to pay a ticket of 60,000 francs. You'll be lodged for the 3 days, and you have your 3 square meals and your access into the hall. So I think that amount is not compared to the value you're going to receive after this program.
Okay, so the money is for your lodging and feeding.
Yeah, the 60,000 francs ticket, and we made it so cheap because we know people are coming from far. Imagine you sleeping at Chariot for 10,000 francs and coming to an event that have got speakers of that caliber. You know, it's not every day that you see people like that.
Okay.
It has never happened. It's unprecedented.
Okay.
That's part of our success story because we've been able to mobilize the creme de la creme, the who is who, within the millennials in Cameroon, and we're all converging at Chariot to make it happen. This is one place you want to find yourself.
Okay, I pray I receive grace to be there. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm really motivated with this program. Yes, try to be there. Yes, the Bible says that faith without works is dead now. So, as you are motivated, be there. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I do appreciate you as today's guest. I wish to know the time of the seminar. I'm Mr. Epie, writing from Kumba. I think they gave, if you just follow that spot, it tells you the dates. It should be starting from morning to evening. It's like a school, huh?
Yes. Yeah, it's a conference.
The 3 days.
One thing Cameroonians don't know is that alternative education, like you spoke about personal development, is the best way you can become rich. It's the only way, actually. So all these wealthy people you see, you think that they're not educated. Bet you me, they're very educated. Par guarantee is a very, very, very educated person. Foso Victor is very educated. How? Education is not only in school. There's informal education, there's personal development. Par guarantee mastered logistics like most Cameroonians back in his time. You know, he was an expert when it came to logistics, import, export, all of that, trading, how to sell. He was the guy run at the forefront of his sales team. He will come and pick your back and give you the best customer service. That is education. And because he had mentors who were far ahead of him and held his hand. That is education. And that's what we are implementing, the apprenticeship and mentorship, you know, way of learning. And that's why we want to come and meet these, you know, trailblazers coming from all over the world to support, you know, this community. And we're also part of the community so that together we can build something great.
Hello, good evening, sir. I'm Yankee from Muyuka. I so love the program and your topic of today. My question is, how can a business person manage money in terms of budgeting? How can a business person manage debt? Yes, I was going to ask that later. Yes, please, if you think financial education is expensive, try ignorance. The program title, How We Made It in Africa, is very enlightening, and I hope all teachers should start linking with this program instead of preparing for strikes. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I just turned on my TV and I'm encouraged with the program. Please, you have been talking of Mr. Paul. Which of them is he? Gerard is writing from Bambili. I just sent you Mr. Paul's number. Call him. From his voice, you know who Mr. Paul is. Hi, Mr. Leo. Good evening. Please, what is the second topic of today? Is Brenda writing from Tombell? The topic is on your screen. I am sure. One of the key issues why you develop this community, you say is very important, but something that many persons will want to know is how to manage debts and investments, because we're talking about
we're not the ones to run your own investment, because in the first place, you yourself need to have your own business.
Yes,
funded by the community.
you have to teach them on how to manage.
Of course, that's why we're inviting every one of them to come for the VIP weekend. It's very crucial. What they're trying to do here is, you know,
You want to learn from here?
The shortcut. People want shortcut, my dear friends, is not the way to go. If we even speak here, it's just going to be at the surface level. If you want to come and get in depth for what is going to work for you, because we need to first of all diagnose what your business issues are, the kind of business you're doing, before you are going to have an educated advice, on the strategies you need to implement and how to surround yourself. So all of this is what we always do at the VIP, winners community, holding workshops. Just 2 weeks ago, was it 2 weeks ago?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we had a boot camp on that bookkeeping, and it was Mavis who, Mavis Ambe, our resource person, who came and gave 2 hours on how to do this, how to manage your bookkeeping, your debts, and so on very well. But from a surface standpoint, I would say, getting into debt should not be something that should get you worried. Every wealthy person and rich person or business person out there is a debtor, serious debtors. Don't mind you see them in those are big cars, Some of them are having gray hair and bad hair because of the debts, So you should be at peace with yourself and be creative around your debt. You cannot be rich without debts, all right? But that does not mean you are going to be careless and become, extravagant in your spending. Like financial expert here, Mirekoti, is telling us, you need to be methodic. You need to be meticulous on how you spend. You need to budget yourself, have a track record of what you need to do and what you don't need to do. And sometimes, most of those businesses you guys are calling businesses are not actually small businesses. They're micro businesses and having the subsistence framework. Mr. Leo, that's something we should talk about. Cameroonians are very, very comfortable doing subsistence businesses because our grandparents and our parents were comfortable doing subsistence agriculture. So we've come to the cities and we are now adopting same culture. Subsistence will never make you rich. It's hand to mouth. If you do that, you're always going to stay in debt, and it's the wrong debt so far.
Okay, the way out of this is getting into a family
community, a mastermind,
a business community, and pulling resources together. But this also is peculiar for Africa because elsewhere there is the stock market, there are banks that are ready to help. But this is a simple way of pulling resources together for businesses. How easy is it for one to obtain loans from you guys?
Okay, for you to have loans with us, you need to go through the normal banking procedure of 91 days saving with us. And besides, it varies because we have to check your credit worthiness, and we also examine your credit score. If we see that you are not worthy enough to have the credit, then we cannot give you, because we need to also, these are people's money we are giving you, and we need to have them back whenever they come for it.
Yes, but now this community hopes to easily raise 1 million for members.
Yes, but we'll not just give this 1 million to any kind of person who will misuse it. So first of all, as Mr. Jonathan earlier said, your mind shifts. So if you're in this community, we know that to an extent you have worked your mind to a certain level, and all of this goes in line with our credit worthiness. And also in this community, we are able to, if you're a VIP winner, before giving you a loan, this is for VIP winners actually, we actually need to know, because in this community everybody came in through somebody, so we need to be able to trace your roots as well to see how credit worthy you are.
Okay.
Let me ask some. Let me go to some of our strategies in that domain. Let me open up a bit. The truth is that this community is a closed community, and the businesses we are building in this community, we have total control, absolute control over these businesses. We are having a structure where we're putting experts above this community, where these experts will have control in the management and the accountability of every business in this community. Be you Javan Footwear, be you Mafo Designs, be you 7 Studios, or whosoever, be you the Rekindler or Masters of Marketing. These experts are playing a master role from the mastermind in all these businesses to make sure that they have good services, standardized products. Because putting people together and saying that they have to consume products of the community, you need to make sure that the products they are consuming are of good standard. That's one thing that we must assure. Secondly, accountability. There must be good accounting procedures to make sure that these businesses' finances are well managed, and then management. operations and everything must be put in place. So much so that when we say Njikang is going to be financing these projects, it's not as if when you come and demand a loan, we'll give you this money and you go and you can go and start using it to drink your beer or do whatever thing. No. When you come and ask a loan and we go through all the procedures, it is the structure above this community that is going to confirm by looking at your operation and seeing where you need a loan to approve whether the loan can be given after the bank has done their normal banking procedures to see whether you can get this loan or not. They still do that. And when the money is apportioned to you, you don't just get the money. The money is given to you in bits, and the follow-up and execution is monitored. And, of course, reporting takes place. We are building a community of people who will understand that you need to share, you need to be open to be helped by each other, and we grow. So it's not like some other businesses where you borrow money, they give you and they go and wait, and they expect that you should do the business and then later on come and pay the loan. No, we are with you. By the way, we are consuming your products and services. Remember that. We also make sure that management is good, accountability is good, products are standardized, and the business must succeed.
Good evening, Mr. Liu. My name is Emil from Douala Pikawit. I love your program. My point of view is that how can you invest in something that you know it can be posted? I don't know, something. How do you invest in something that you can? I don't know. The message is not so clear. Paul, can you send it again so that I have a second reading of it? We are almost out of time. How would the program look like in Boya?
Oh, it's going to be amazing. If you see the caliber of our keynote speakers, you will know that something is happening unprecedented. You just being there is already a step, a very big step towards your journey to success. And secondly, you become successful by becoming an attractive personality. You become rich by becoming an attractive personality. That's one thing you should know. And one thing that makes you attractive is when you attend seminars like this, because you're going to be with like-minded people. For example, let's say you meet Mr. Decham Clifford, Dr. Decham Clifford of Sky High University. And you say, oh, sir, oh, I saw you talking at the VIP weekend conference in Boya. Your talk was so amazing, sir. I really want to have your contact so that. Do you know what can end up from that conversation? Mr. Otsa Elvis will be coming all the way from Australia. He's an expert in the domain of solar energy. Maybe you're an electrician. He wants to put a company in Cameroon. You will be the first person to connect with him and you start talking business. That is what we are doing. And Paul always says, if you're coming to the VIP weekend, I don't have something to sell. That something could be a service, a product, or yourself. Come and sell yourself. Come well dressed. Interact with people. Don't stay with the low energy friends you've been keeping in your quartier or your family members who always complain that Cameroon is bad. No, Cameroon is not bad. Go to Bonapriso. Go to Maison Hache today. It's full. You know, a plate of just pancake, I think, is 5,000, 8,000. People are enjoying themselves. There's so much money out there. Step by the roadside and see the type of cars that will be passing. You are broke because you don't keep the right companies, and that's why we are inviting you to come where you are going to have rich and progressive, successful people rub shoulders with you so that you can become one of them.
Okay, this one says God will punish this journalist who goes around supporting. Okay, you know, if you say God will punish me, all I can say back to you is that God should bless you. God should bless you. I'm not angry at this. That is why I'm reading it. We are also used to this now. I think that what you should notice that there are many persons who have been inspired, even if they were not called upon to join the VIP winners. There is a lot they have learned from it. And I know you are talking because of Text Global, away from the money you might have put into Text Global, which I don't know, but there's a lot of knowledge you gained from their presentations on this platform that you did not pay for. You just sat in your house and they gave you free lessons you never had when you were in secondary school. You never had them when you were in primary school. Even in university, you never had these lectures that they are giving out here. We should value people who come on TV to talk to millions of persons, to turn things around. So I will forgive you for asking God to punish me. God will not punish me. And I also pray that God should not punish you. Yeah. So we also you are calling on people to be there.
Yes, Mr. Leo, I'm calling for people to be in Boya. Most times when I speak, I always relate back to my story. I always talk about me. If it has always been me meeting somebody somewhere and we become some people, you know. It was me meeting Mr. John Eta on Facebook and he wrote something insightful and I went and met him and we have been meeting other people and so on and so forth. See, the money you're looking for is in people's pocket. The skills you're looking for, people have them. The relationships you're looking for, somebody needs to open the door for you. And if you look at the people who are going to speak on this at this event, I don't think these Cameroonians who are in the diaspora, who are living their life, want to come spend their hard-earned money, come and talk to us or talk to Cameroonians who attend that event because we are saints. It's because they have been out there and they have gained exposure, they have resources, they understand that we don't keep this narrative going. Doom is going to come. Basically, we consume most of our things are coming from China, and we are not daring to see how we can one day produce things from here and consume. And it's sending us only to doom. We will not give up, and that's why we are planning Boya 26, 27, 28. I'm going to be there with a lot of wonderful people who are coming from overseas and here in Cameroon. Let's keep the discussion going. Everything in the world was created by people who speak. It was created by God who said, let there be. And the people, I mean, parliamentarians are paid to speak, right? They speak and laws are enacted and then we live by the laws. We need to keep speaking. We speak on TV, we are going to gather in Boya and we are going to keep speaking until we act upon what we are speaking and then one day something happens. Mind you, for those who are thinking that, oh, this thing will not work. If it works or it doesn't work, and Mr. Leo gives me permission to come and share my experience, I'll still show up. I'll keep showing up because whether I do it or not, I'll wind out someday.
Okay.
But
good evening, Mr. Liu, and thanks for your relentless efforts in bringing a change to Cameroon. Please, what businesses do these speakers run, and how many people have they employed? Young people are tired of water leaf initiatives over the years, which only increase their frustrations. Thanks. Jeff is writing from Boya. Jeff, they are running a credit union. She is quite young. She's managing that credit union.
That's not the only thing we're running. We're running tons of businesses. We have about 40 small businesses. I'm inviting Jeff to come visit us in our office. I'll be glad to receive you, Jeff. We can't come on TV and show you all what we're doing. Visit us, let's talk. Our office is open. Okay. You know, from the pictures you might be seeing, the conferences, all of that is happening in our office. Come there is full, stack work that we are doing every day, burning calories to make things happen.
My brother, I love this program. May God bless you people there. Thank you for blessing us. It takes away the person who says that God should punish me. Thanks so much. Ngu Charles is writing from Amanda. Okay, I want to say thank you to you guys for coming this evening, but I think we should appreciate these initiatives which come to explain, also broaden your mind, challenge you to dare, and to move away from yesterday's mindset of always hoping that the government is going to recruit you and give you an office. If you cannot dare, appreciate those who dare, even though they are ready to fail. But as they fail, they're going to also continue. I am talking to you on TV today, but I did not start today. I started from somewhere. You would have laughed at me when we started my first TV presentations. The studios, they were horrible, and I was moving up and down the streets of Boya.
Yeah,
you saw me. Yes, it was so funny. It looked so crazy. Yeah. But over the years, I kept doing it to be where I am.
Today you're a household name.
Yes. So,
and I want to appreciate you, Mr. Leo, for the way you responded to that gentleman. I've learned a lot. You are a gentleman and you're a blessed soul.
Okay, thank you for coming, Mr. Ita.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you too for coming.
Thank you, Mr. Leo. Thank you, televiewers, for your contributions. The only way we can drive and change this country is to keep talking. See you in Boya on the 26th, 27th, and 28th, and let's build the alternative economy together.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Mr. Leo, and thank you, televiewers, for watching.
We want to thank you all who took time off to watch this edition of the program. Not forgetting you, Eli and Desmond, and to you, Tabi Tambe Brian. Tomorrow I'm going to be having an exclusive interview with Dr. Nick Santos, who used to be a separatist activist living in the United States of America. He's going to share with us his first meeting with some government officials when the nation was planning to hold a major national dialogue. He had some meetings with them, and what he did. He also attempted running for the position of section president for the United States of America of the CPDM party. He will be sharing that. And to note that he heads the One Cameroon Congress, a political platform that they created. They recently wrote to the President of the Republic asking him to engage in talks with separatist leaders. They actually mentioned 81 names that they want the government to talk to. So tomorrow, 7 p.m. on Prime Hour, we're going to be discussing with Dr. Nick Santos. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.
In need of a helping hand?